Mas perfeitamente.
Who doesn't love theirself some nice, cold, creamy ice cream? Now, maybe if you're lactose intolerant, but we'll get to that because right here in front of me, I have something I've always wanted, and it's finally here. Although, to be fair, this isn't the best option you can get. Although, if you want to get the best option, it's going to cost you quite a bit more, so maybe this is the way to go, at least in the beginning stages. What is known as an ice cream maker, or a sorbetier if you want to get a little bit fancy on them, is a 1.6 quart capacity, aka 1.5 liter capacity ice cream maker that's going to allow you to make your favorite ice creams, custards, gelatos, sorbets, maybe even puddings if you really wanted to, you name it, you can make it with this. Now the reason this isn't the best you can get is because you actually do have to freeze the actual bowl for about 24 hours or so to make sure it's cold. That way the ice cream will actually freeze as it mixes all the ingredients together. Now if you do want to spend some extra money, you can actually get one that freezes the ice cream up for you so you don't have to have a freezer and it'll just make it right in here without having to do any extra work, which actually sounds like it might be worth the extra bucks. Now the good news is the unit has a quick freeze bowl, so it'll freeze up pretty quickly in 24 hours. That's kind of quick, I guess, but I guess the ice cream will freeze up quick when you mix it up after you freeze the bowl, so there's that. We have ice cream and sorbet produced in about 15 to 25 minutes. See, you'll be ready to chow down almost instantly after you freeze the bowl for about 24 hours. We have a detachable double isolation bowl, a timing control with an LCD display, standard plug with an exerted length of cord at 120 centimeters. We have anti-skid rubber on the bottom of the unit, noise level at about 65 decibels, 30 centimeters all around the unit measured in ideal state. It's kind of a weird thing to combine together, but I guess just keep 30 centimeters around it clear. We have a motor with left and right motion, so it'll really mix up the ingredients. And then we have a reversible thermostat built into the unit. Reversible, like Fahrenheit and Celsius, I guess? Some of the wording on here is a little bit weird, but I mean, you can make some ice cream with this. Now, one thing I did figure out after a while, after I did some research, I always wondered why that cheap ice cream at the supermarket wasn't really satisfying me. I ate it, I'm like, this doesn't really taste like ice cream. And then I found out the cheap stuff usually isn't ice cream because it doesn't legally qualify to be called ice cream. So if you actually look closely, it says something like frozen dairy dessert. What? A frozen dairy dessert? That's what we've been eating all these years? And then if you even want to take it a little bit further, if you look at most of the actual ice creams that qualify as being ice cream, look at the ingredients. They have so many extra things in there, preservatives, additives, you name it. So if you make it yourself, you know exactly what's going in here. So theoretically, technically, the ice cream you make at home is actually healthier than the ice cream you get at the store. Pretty cool. And like I said at the beginning, I'm coming back to you guys, lactose intolerant. Guess what? You can make your own ice cream with no lactose in it. And I'm sure it's gonna be a lot cheaper if you make it yourself, because that stuff's expensive. So now that we figured out that ice cream that's cheap at the store isn't usually actually ice cream, and even if it is, it's, you know, made with lesser quality ingredients, doesn't taste that good, at least to me. Right here, we should be able to make, I did some quick math, some regular, amazing, perfect, creamy, delicious ice cream or even custard for roughly $2, maybe even less, depending on which route you go and how many ingredients you mix in, like if you want chocolate chips or cookies or something in it. So, I mean, this is actually about the capacity of one of those tubs from the store. So if I can make it for about $2, I'll be satisfied. Because, you know, that expensive ice cream is expensive, like $6. So I can do it for $2 and still be better than that. Amazing. So let's get inside this box, which is looking good. I mean, this thing's pretty lightweight, so hopefully it's gonna be amazing. Inside the box, we have an instruction manual and lots of styrofoam. I gotta be careful. I don't like styrofoam, and it is already broken. Great. We have the lid here, along with that LCD display, a reset button, and a power button. Along with right here, there's a little opening so you can actually drop different ingredients in as it's mixing, because I guess generally you're gonna wanna put in stuff like cookies, chocolate chips after it already mixes everything else together. That way it's all incorporated and there's no fuss. And it even has a pretty long power cable here, so that's good. You don't have to be super close to an outlet. We have the mixing paddle that's actually a pretty good size here. And then we have the actual bowl here, which, I mean, it's got some weight to it. Feels pretty solid. Does this come apart? It does. So right here in the middle, you can hear this. This is the thing you're gonna freeze up. You gotta make sure you freeze it in the upright position like this so it freezes completely evenly. If you have it tilted like this, one side's gonna be colder than the other, and then your ice cream's gonna probably come out really liquidy. But you're gonna freeze this upright for about 24 hours. And really, that's the worst part of this whole thing. You have to freeze this for 24 hours. But I didn't want to spend the extra money. So if you're keeping score at home, making ice cream is actually a pretty simple process, even though you have to freeze this for 24 hours. I'm never gonna get over that. So, I mean, because you may be leaving less. But anyways, the whole process is you freeze this for 24 hours, you take it out, put it inside this container right here, just like so. You're supposed to mix all your ingredients first in a separate bowl, pour them in here, get this right here. You're gonna stick the paddle onto the top of it. Looks like it just goes in here. You just gotta line it up like so. Huh. Yeah, like so. It looks like it comes apart so you can easily clean it. You're gonna put it on top, right inside, lock it into place. There's these little grooves right here on the side. Just twist it in, it locks. Okay, I mean, this isn't the highest quality ice cream maker I've ever seen, although it is the only one I've ever seen, so there's that. Keep that in mind. But you do that. I should actually plug this in. Once you get it plugged in, it beeped, it turned on. The screen is actually, I can actually see it at an angle. That's very nice. So let's see, running time, 20 minutes, reset and start. Like, it's really simple. So I'm not sure. Oh, there you go. You keep pressing the reset button, it's going up. And it's still going. How high does this go? Okay, it goes between 20 and 40 minutes. So I guess depending on what recipe you're using, what you're doing, you can change that. Then you press power. It's kind of louder than I was expecting. But I guess, you know, like I said, I'll just open this up, take it out. Ice cream. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, get out the actual freezy thing. I'm gonna go put this in the freezer, and I guess I'll see you guys back here in 24 hours. But I want ice cream now. Wonderful. All right, guys, it's been 24 hours. Now, to be fair, in the manual it does say 8 hours, and you could probably get away with that, but a lot of people recommend 24 to 48 hours to make sure this thing is completely solidified. As long as you don't hear any swishing, you should be good to go. But now that it's at room temperature, it's starting to melt, so we gotta be pretty quick with this. As you can see inside, it's really frosty looking, very cool, and I'm ready to get started. It smells cold in there. So basically what we're gonna do, pop the top right here, stick in our frozen base. Perfect. Now they do recommend actually having this spinning before you start pouring in your liquid so it doesn't instantly freeze and then get all clogged up in here. So we might do that, but I don't really want to pour it through here, so I think I'll just pour it all in there. We'll see what happens. But right here I have my amazing butter pecan custard base looking all creamy, as well as my buttered pecans, which is going to give it that nice taste. Now they do look really dark here for some reason. I'm not sure what happened there, but hopefully they taste good still. Now if you're making regular ice cream without all the extra work of custard, this is actually a very simple process, but when you make custard, you have to heat it up, let it cool, do all that, so it takes a lot more time and preparation. But I wanted to do this right. Have some butter pecan custard, because that's like the best thing ever. So let's get started up. We're gonna just pour in our base, and we're gonna do it the wrong way, so hopefully this doesn't instantly freeze as I pour it in. Ooh, really creamy. Okay. Now we gotta be quick. Put this back inside, lock it into place, and we're gonna set it to 25 minutes and go. So we're gonna let this run until it starts getting really frozen, very creamy. If you look closely, it does look like it is freezing on the edges, so that's very cool. Oh, would you look at that? We got creamy ice cream after 25 minutes. All right, so the good news is we have ice cream after 25 minutes. Bad news is I'm trying to start it up again so I can mix in the nuts that I forgot to put in, and it doesn't want to go. So I guess it's too cold in there for it to spin the motor? Maybe? I'm not sure, but let's open this up and take a quick look. Is this whole thing frozen shut? No, it's good. Let's pop this open. Oh, hold up. Look at that. Oh, this is, oh, I see why it's not spinning. This is tight. Oh, look at that. We got actual ice cream. Oh, excuse me, we got custard. So let me see if I can rig this up, because I need to mix the pecans in, otherwise this isn't buttered pecan. Okay, so if I get it up here, if I start spinning it. Did I break this already? Here we go. I don't recommend doing this. I feel like I'm gonna break something. Just gotta get it back on. There we go, we're good. Now I'm gonna add in the pecans. Let it mix them all in. Oh yeah. Whew. Oh no. This is a lot harder than it looks, guys. I can't believe it actually blew up with all the air getting mixed into it with the cold. It's really cool. Oh. We'll let it go for about a minute or so. We're gonna check it out. Oh, that ice cream! Excuse me, custard again. Whoa! Alright, so it's been about 4 minutes of mixing. This is actually getting warm up here. I mean, the motor is pushing. Let me see if I can turn it on. See, that's weird. I don't know why it doesn't go. I don't know if it's just frozen or what, because it goes until you stop it. But whatever. Point is, we got ice cream. Excuse me, frozen custard. So let me just pull up the top. Ooh, like this thing really expanded. Oh my, look at that. It's even on the top. Like that's ice cream right there. Can't help myself. Oh, it's cold like ice cream. Feels like ice cream. I just can't get it on my finger. Bruh. Pretty good. So of course, right here with what we have so far, this is basically a soft serve texture, which is good if that's all you want. I mean, you know, to be honest, I'm gonna just get a spoonful right here. Look at that. Some nice soft serve. Bruh. Some soft serve ice cream right here. Excuse me. Frozen custard. Now granted, I think I did overcook the butter in the pecans because you can kind of taste that burntness, but you know, it gives it some campfire feeling to it. But look at all that. So what you're going to want to do is get a freezer safe container. You can even get an old ice cream container from the ice cream you got at the store. And then we're going to scoop it all inside of it. Now, I was worried about only being able to basically make one batch and then having to refreeze it and wait about 8 hours at minimum. But I mean, this is a lot of ice cream. Now, of course, remember, you could eat this. It's soft serve ice cream right now, but if you want it harder, you're gonna put it in here, put it in the freezer for about 4 hours, let it get all hard, and then you can scoop it out, make some amazing ice cream cones, make some ice cream sandwiches, just eat some scoops of it in a bowl, with some sprinkles on it, you know, do whatever you wanna do. Like this right here is actually basically the size of one of those cartons in the frozen ice cream or frozen dairy dessert aisle. Look at that, filling up this container right here. Oh man. Oh man. It's some creamy custard. It tastes just like butter pecan. That's crazy. I made butter pecan custard at home? What? Really? What? And I know exactly what's in it. No preservatives and all that stuff. So, I'm gonna get that lid on. This thing's gonna go in the freezer. It's ice cold. Oh yeah, just get it nice and tight. Just look at that. Frozen butter pecan custard. Bruh! Could definitely recommend getting this. The only downside, of course, if you don't want to spend the big bucks on the one that freezes it for you, you do have to freeze this for, you know, at least 8 hours or so. You could probably get away with a little bit less, but you know, it'll probably be a little more soft serve than this. But I mean, really, you can make ice cream at home. Or custard, sorbet, gelato, whatever you want. Like, that's crazy. It actually worked, tastes amazing, and bruh, you can make ice cream at home!